Hello, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm really excited to do the mid-year tag. I did this last year. I wrote everything out. I recorded it. I just never posted it. So this is my first one, and it'll be fun to go back and look at it in a few years. Now, ideally, I would have different answers for every question. I'm sorry, I don't. I really don't. There are 16 questions altogether. Let's get started. First question is, how many books did I read in the first half of the year, and how does that compare to my goals? I wish I had read one more. I read 99 books from January 1st to June 30th, and so I do wish I had read one more, but that's okay. I don't really care about that number. I'm more concerned with, I want to read my 26 and 26 lists. I want to physically read, which I'm doing really well on both of those. I'm a little behind on my 26 and 26, but comfortably so. So I'm okay with that. What I'm really behind on is reading my own books. I keep reading library books or just doing audiobooks. So I really need to focus on that for the second half of the year. But I have read 47% physically with a book in my hand. That's better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm happy with that. Genre breakdown. My books include picture books, though I haven't done that many, or at least compared to previous years. Middle grade, young adult, and adult, just to make sure you understand all that. I have 21 fantasy, I'm looking at my notes, sorry. I have 21 fantasy, 16 contemporary, 13 are literary, 13 were mysteries, 12 were historical, and 12 were romance. 10 are classics, 10 LGBTQIA+, and only 6 graphic novels, which is really unusual for me, but I think that's because I'm focusing on reading more, and I'm not counting graphic novels as having physically read a book. Favorite new authors. With these questions, I'm going to be giving you a middle grade answer, a young adult answer, and an adult answer. And the middle grade one was the easiest, and that's Lisa Phipps. She's only written 2 books, and I loved both of them. Her first book that she wrote, I read second, is Starfish. And the first one that I read, it just floored me, was And Then Boom. They are both short books. They're in verse, very quick reads, very meaningful, impactful, just fabulous. I can't wait for her to write something else. Young adult, I didn't really have an author. I have not been reading enough young adult, and the ones that I have aren't really new to me because they were new to me last year. So I had 2 choices. And so to keep from repeating myself, I picked Megan Lawley because I really enjoyed the book, That's Not My Name. Is she really a favorite? I don't know. I have no real opinion either way. The adult one was kind of harder for me because there were a lot of books that I read that had new to me authors, but I, again, don't know if they are favorites. Jennifer Niven wrote Meet the Newmans. I really enjoyed that. I'm going to put her name up because I don't know how to say her last name, but Emily, who wrote Violet Thistlethwaite is Not a Villain Anymore, I really enjoyed that book. I really enjoyed Yesteryear. So many of my adult books I've really enjoyed, and almost all of them have been, if not all of them, have been new to me authors. Favorite books so far? Oh, I forgot to write author names. Middle grade is A Long Way from Chicago. That one I know is Richard Peck, and I already have book 2. It's only a duology. I have book 2 here, sitting, waiting for me to read. Can't wait. Young adult, As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. That was an amazing book. That's by Zulfa Katu. And then I wrote down for adult, The Other Side of Now, because that was a 5-star read for me. But honestly, I read that in April, and I have not thought about that book since. So it doesn't feel like a 5-star read to me now, but I don't generally go back and change my ratings. So I honestly don't know. Right now, the book I think about the most is Meet the Newmans. So is that my favorite? I don't know. I think I just don't have a favorite book, a favorite adult book. Best sequel so far. I kind of don't really have any answers for that, except for the adult book. I haven't read any sequels in middle grade. I read Good Girl's Guide to Murder, books 2 and 3. I don't feel like they deserve winning best because they're the only. I did read book 11 in the Irish Village Mystery series, which is Murder in an Irish Garden, and I really liked that. But I think that kind of also doesn't count because I'm clearly invested in these characters. Was it a great story? Was it a great mystery? Probably not that great, I just really love the characters. So instead, I made a list of best first books in a series that I can't wait to continue. And I have to say it slowly. Middle grade is The Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus by Dusty Bowling. Book 1. I do want to read book 2. That's middle grade. Young adult, I just finished Wake. I thought it was a good, simple, fun, quick read. I really enjoyed it. So I can't wait to continue with that series. And I also just finished 5 Broken Blades, which was on my 26 and 26 list. And I can't wait to continue with that series. Biggest surprises. And Then Boom by Lisa Phipps was a huge surprise for me. I had a book at a book fair that I started reading there. I really enjoyed it. I bought it. I brought it home. I put it on my shelves and it sat there for years, like 7 years possibly. Josh Baxter Levels Up. I am so glad I finally read that. I really, really did enjoy that. That was written by Gavin Brown. I don't have a young adult title. All of my young adults have been good. Nothing's been spectacular. Well, not entirely true. Biggest surprise adult. I had 2. One, it's kind of sad to say, I was really surprised at how much I liked reading John Steinbeck, specifically Cannery Row, but I read Long Valley, which is a collection of short stories, and some of those stories I really enjoyed. So I'm really surprised at that. But also, Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. That book is so, I can't even explain it. You'd have to read the description. It's convoluted and detailed and fun and bizarre and not my comfort zone at all. And I'm proud of the fact that I read it. I'm so happy that I really liked it. It really surprised me. It was not my kind of book and I really enjoyed it. And I thought it was very well written. Biggest disappointments. I had a hard time coming up with a book for middle grade, and I came up with the graphic novel A Song for You and I by Kay O'Neill. Nothing particularly wrong with it. It just wasn't enough there for me. It's supposed to be a LGBTQIA fantasy graphic novel. It just wasn't quite there for me. That's all. Young adult, if you've watched enough of my videos, you might know. So disappointment doesn't mean it was bad. It just means it wasn't what I wanted. And that's the Rose Bargain. That really just describes the Rose Bargain for me. I wanted more. It was so close to being a 4.5 or 5-star read for me. It just had those 7 to 10 things, and I will try to not go on and on about it. If we ever met in person and you want to talk about it, or if you want to talk about it, I would gladly do it because it still just bothers me. But anyway, there were multiple things that just did not fit in that time period, and it just bothered me. Very disappointing. And then the adult book was The Ending Writes Itself, which I think probably was that it was hyped up too much. I don't know what its rating is now compared to when I read it. I just needed more from it. It was slow and a little boring. Most anticipated new release. It has to be Adversary to the Villain. It's book 4, hopefully the last book in the series of the Assistant to the Villain series, which I love that series. The first book is easily the best one, but I can't wait for the 4th one. I'm hoping it will wrap up and just deliver it in a nice little bow. I can't wait. New releases that I haven't read yet. From January is My Husband's Wife, which I've had on hold on Libby several times, but I've just recently decided that I'm going to wait to read it, maybe save it for October, because we're getting close enough to start thinking about that. I may or may not. We'll see. Books that came out in February are Kin, which I have on my hold on Libby, but it's suspended, so I could pick it up and get it in about a week. And then So Old and So Young, which I think I have 2.5 weeks. I've only had it for a few days, so 2.5 weeks to read that one. The book which came out in April, Last Contract of Isako, that just really sounds interesting to me, so I can't wait. And that came out in May. But a book that came out just a couple weeks ago in June, Lady Darby series, book number 14. That's another one that I'm just fully invested in. It's called, I didn't even write the name of A Bitter Cut. I have it on the audio on Hoopla, so unfortunately it's only Hoopla. But I love Lady Darby. I love the Lady Darby series. I have books 2 and 3. This one went camping and had a spillage accident. They take place in 1830s. It's murder mystery. I just absolutely love it. I am fully invested in the series, and it's narrated by Heather Wilds, and she could read the dictionary to me and I would be enthralled. Seriously, can't wait. That will happen very soon. Books that made me happy, hands down, for middle grade was A Long Way from Chicago. I literally laughed out loud in that one. It was just quirky and silly and all that good fun. I had a hard time coming up with a young adult title, but then it dawned on me, Camp Spirit. It's a graphic novel. It takes place in the 90s, and it's a grunge camp counselor who's being forced to become a camp counselor, and her funny girls that she's taking care of. And it was good. I liked it. It didn't make me laugh out loud or anything, but I really enjoyed A Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman. It just was a happy, lightweight, fluffy, fun read. But the number one book that made me happy was How to Kill a Guy in 10 Dates. I think I even rated that 5 stars. That book just spoke to me. I just loved it. It's quirky, it was silly, it was fun. And it's very spoofish. Is that a word? Books that made me cry. I used to cry at books all the time, and I had a hard time coming up with lists because I don't remember crying in adult books this year. But middle grade, Door of No Return by Kwame Alexander. I remember I was bawling in that one. Also, The Trouble with Heroes by Kate Messner. A book in verse can be really, really powerful. Young adult, the only thing I can think of would be As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Katu. I hope that's how you say her name. And then I didn't come up with a title for adult. I do know that I got teary-eyed, ever so slightly teary-eyed, at This Book Made Me Think of You, but that was mostly because I was thinking about people I was missing, people that I had lost, and not because of the book. So does that count? Books I want to reread? None. There isn't a book that I read this year that I would actively want to reread. I probably need to reread Raven Scholar, but I probably won't. Need to, don't want to. Book I can't stop thinking about. Middle grade, I don't really have a title for that. Young adult, The Rose Bargain, but not for good reasons. Adult, I might have cried in this one. This would be a possible one that I cried in. Lady Tan's Circle of Women. It was a difficult read. It was hard to read what these women had to go through. So good. It was such an amazing book. I don't think about it a lot, but for a good solid month after I finished it, I definitely thought about it daily. What's the most beautiful cover I've gotten so far this year? I have not gotten that many books, but middle grade, it's not beautiful, but it's cute. It's super cute. So Willowdene by Katherine Applegate, can't go wrong. I just thought it was adorable, so I picked that one. Young adult, I'm guessing Graceling. I like the swords, I like the green. I like that. You can see a face in there. Hopefully you can see that. And then I guess as far as adult books, I really like the pinks and purples of Dyer Bound. And of course I like the sword. So those are the prettiest books I've gotten so far this year. What books do I still need to get to this year? Mainly my 26 and 26, but I did pick out ones that I keep seeing that I really want to get to. Middle grade first. Gooseberry Park by Cynthia Rylant is just a quick little read. It's about a dog named Kona, and he's friends with a squirrel named Stumpy. A dog and a squirrel friends. That just sounds cute. A Boy Called Bat. I thought this had multiple awards. It might even be a Newbery. I'm not sure. I do know that this is a book that is often on banned books lists. So I have been interested in it since I heard about it, and that's about all I know about it. You've seen both of these in my videos many times. I love the trees. I just never quite get to them. Sharon Creech, The Great Unexpected, love the tree. Wish Tree by Katherine Applegate, another Applegate. And then this one, Sweep. I got this from a little free library, and I have this has been on my Goodreads list for many, many, many years. So I really just want to get to this one. And I never can see what the author's name is. Jonathan Auxier. I'll put the name up here so you can see. Just sounds super cute. I've been wanting to read that for years. So, young adult. I just read Wake. I want to read books 2 and 3. That's it. Lisa McMahon, Fade, and Gone are books 2 and 3. Just continue and finish a series. Imagine that. These two, this one a little less likely to get to this year, but I'm thinking I will do both of these in October. Local Woman Missing and last one at the wedding. So, and that's about it. Otherwise, I really want to finish my 26 and 26 lists. They are on the list because I really want to read them. And that's it. It's enough. I hope that was quick enough. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.